What's up, y'all? This is Jason Nelson, stand-up comedian, author, writer, producer of live shows, events, and more. Focus on Funny LLC. Um, just doing a video update to talk about where I believe or think my mental and emotional well-being is at this current moment of my life. So, I just recently returned back to living in St. Louis for the second time. This time when I returned back to St. Louis, it's because I really wanted to be around people who I love and love me. I mean, that's what it was. I loved Kansas City. I really enjoyed Kansas City. Kansas City played a huge part of my success and growth. In the grand scheme of my life. You know, I went up there 13 years ago, lived there for 7 years. Came back here for about 5 years. Horrible experience. Back here in St. Louis, horrible experience. That led into a lot of traumatic experience, anxieties, unresolved childhood traumas at that time started bubbling its ugly head. Some people know I used to live in group homes like a lot of people, and I grew up experiencing a lot of abuse. Well, I guess most of my life I held that in and suppressed it, but in recent years, all those things started coming out. All the stuff that I held in since I was a little bitty boy, even in my teenage years and stuff. So, by the grace of God, I was able to go to therapy for like a year, almost a little bit over a year, for free through the Father and Family Support Center. And that is what helped me get to where I'm at now, where things from my childhood doesn't bother me as much. I could be around my family, my mom and my dad. My mom didn't do anything abusive. My mom actually, my dad had got custody of me from my mother in 1992 when I was 8, and that's when the abuse started to take place. When I was living with my father and his wife, they were both very abusive towards me. It wasn't just physical discipline, which I'm not opposed to, spanking, whoopings, or something like that. I mean, of course, as a kid, who wants to get a whooping, but it was not just that. But I don't care to discuss that right now because, and truth be told, I've healed a lot from that part of my life journey. What I believe is, well, I remember 2021, I was at this woman's home and I just woke up crying. It was August 2021. That's when I really started pouring out all this stuff that I experienced as a child that I've never been able to really speak on. And with that being said, I believe I'm just now starting to deal with how I truly feel. Even though he always talk about it. Yeah, you're right. When it came to being married twice in my 20s and divorced 2 times. And both times I wasn't a bad husband or father. It was because I didn't make enough money. That is what those women told me. And we were young. The money they thought I should have been making, that I eventually did make, it wasn't time for me to make that money in my fucking 20s. I didn't go to college. I didn't go to the military. I was an entrepreneur. I was just a regular guy working a regular job, looking to live a regular life. Work, home, stuff like that. I didn't go out to the clubs. I didn't, hit the bars and nothing like that for real. That wasn't my style. Instead of me doing stand-up comedy. But the first woman I was married to, she passed away 2 years ago, 2022. And that had reopened some wounds, not only from a relationship, it was some anger there that I had towards her. It was some sadness. It was some shame, some guilt for things I said and did that I wouldn't have said and did in my more mature state. It was anger towards her family because she used to tell me that her mother and her sister used to encourage her to leave me alone, though they did not have perfect husbands. Actually, some of them were deemed as abusive. Some of them had did other things, whatever. But it was always based around finances. The second woman I married, I know her since I was a kid. And anybody who knew me and knew her, and they knew that we knew each other, knew I used to talk about her all the time. All the time. From the time I met her when I was about 16 years old up until I got with her at 27. And I talked about her even so much. Everybody knew I was deeply in love. I left St. Louis 13 years ago and started out of my car to pursue her. She went to Missouri Western, stayed in the greater Kansas City area, and I started out of my car in Overland Park, Kansas. And I did that because I wanted her to know I was serious. I thought she was special. And I went up there, my mind made up. I literally left St. Louis, Missouri with $5 in cash, $5.36 exactly my debit card. I have a journal that verifies these things, and hell, she'll verify it. She should, at minimum. And I had a T-Mobile Sidekick that was off, but the internet was working. And I pretty much just took a chance out of faith. Now, in all transparency, I was still legally married to my first wife. The first one I was married to had filed for divorce, didn't seem interested in working out our marriage. And after a while of staying with my mom in a studio apartment, because I got put out of my home that I had with my first wife and children, I was asked to leave. And I left, and I ain't put up a fight or nothing. I've never been the type to put up a fight. Maybe that's my problem. I never put up a fight, but you told me you want me gone, I'm gone. You want me to leave, I'm gonna leave. So I was like, maybe because I never put up a fight, that's why they was upset with me. But it's either way, I do that. I raised her daughter, even when I couldn't see my own children from my previous marriage, the way that I desired to. We live a decent life. She was struggling to find employment after she graduated college at the time, adequate employment. But either way, I started out in my car. I got a temp job within 3 days of me living in my car, and I got a check within a week of me leaving my hometown. Got a motel room, a cheap cricket phone, it was a Nokia, and within 3 weeks I had a full-time job and apartment that were right across the street from each other. It just seemed as if God had everything lined up. Things started to get. She always kind of had like a little fiery attitude about her. I mean, she's a Sagittarius, first day at the Scorpio, so in my head, she's a Scorpio. But that girl had a mouth on her. She was disrespectful. I ain't know that side of her growing up. I just thought she was sweet. I mean, it was a part of the reason why I liked her, because I thought she was sweet, smart, honest. These are things I thought. Not to discredit her as a whole, excellent woman in general, but it was just like those things like, I'm like, damn, I didn't know you was like that. Same token, she didn't know I wasn't known for talking when I was a kid. Now people think I never shut up, but I used to be very quiet. And I was a stand-up comedian, so she didn't know that side of me either. We ended up having children. I ended up being able to bring my children from the previous marriage to visit me in between school breaks, would visit us. And we had a good thing going on when it came to that. I mean, things weren't perfect, but we made it work. And one day, the first woman I was married to told my son, who told me, Mom said, this is June 2017. Mom said, this is the last time we're ever going to see you. I said, don't worry about it. She always say stuff like that. You know, Not that I should have took it more seriously, but at the time, I guess I just didn't want to think about it, and I was hopeful that she was just talking. Well, she didn't let me see them. She didn't answer the phone or anything, and that kind of made me depressed. I kind of started losing focus. I felt as if I was getting I was being consequent for trying to do the right thing, to my highest level of understanding. But it seemed like the guys who didn't try as hard to make an effort to be there for their children, they just got the red carpet rolled out for them. And me, it's like, why are you making things more difficult than it needs to be? They ended up leaving the state, which is fine. I was traveling the country pursuing my stand-up comedy ambitions from New York to LA, Atlanta, Ohio, North Carolina, South Carolina, Philadelphia, Maryland. So I would have been willing to go wherever my children had to see them or pick them up or something. Something could have been done. We could have made an arrangement. The second woman I was married to, that didn't seem as much as her concern. Now, we already had some questionable moments, things involving her with her behaviors when she would drink, and when she was amongst her siblings and cousins, like the things they'll do, that's their business. There was things I wasn't in support of, but people gonna do what they gonna do. Well, last night I had this cry in my car because I thought about it. Like, man, I really gave somebody my all and everything that I had, and it wasn't enough. Now I'm doing that to other people, like people, or trying to give me what they can and do. I'm talking about like mentally, emotionally. But now I got my guard up. Like, no, I don't need that shit. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't want it. I'll take a little bit of it. But I was crying about that last night because I'm just now getting to the point of, even though it's been about 5 years, almost 5 years since I've been divorced, like legally divorced. Separation 2018, divorce legalized 2020. It's been about 5 years. I'm just now, I'm further along in my healing journey compared to where I was. But I never really faced the emotions attached to my divorce and how it made me feel emasculated, like a failure. Every time I'm building up something, then it gets broken down or taken away. That probably plays a part into how I developed really bad anxiety, paranoia. I'm always waiting for something to happen, somebody to leave, something to go. I start thinking about the things I've done for other people, and I don't want to sound like a self-righteous individual. I mean, I'm human. I am human. So I have these thoughts, these feelings, and I'm like, well, I helped this person. This person just left me hanging. This person just left me. And that's not right. It's not fair. It's not. But I'm dealing with it. I'm like facing it head on. Like, I'm not ducking no smoke. I'm facing these feelings, these thoughts head on. And I'm 40 years old. I didn't start dealing with these things that I'm discussing until I was almost 30, about 37. Childhood trauma, abuse, neglect, abandonment, divorce, loss of relationship with my children, because of my choices, regardless of my reason or my intent. I didn't pursue my legal rights because I was in my feelings. I'm like, I don't want to be divorced. I don't want to be a baby daddy. I married you with the intention of being your husband for life, and our children growing up and seeing us together every day. That had hurt my feelings. That disappointed me. Of course, I thought that twice and the shit didn't work. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I don't trust my judgment when it comes to choosing a woman for me. And now I'm all currently discombobulated. I got diagnosed with bipolar 2, anxiety, my paranoia. 1 minute I'm cool, next minute I'm like, and I don't never know when this shift is about to happen. Like, I'm starting to learn how to know my triggers a little bit. and I'm learning to make amends with people. And the thing is, I'm just transitioning. I share my stories with people because I hope it helps them to know they're not alone. You're not the only one. You're human. Um, you're okay. You're going to be okay. We're going to have some rough moments. We're going to have some great moments. Well, we won't give up and quit. And then when we do want to give up and quit, um, I'm a Christian, not because I live a super holy, righteous lifestyle. I'm a Christian because I believe in Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I believe the Son of God, born of a virgin, lived a life without sin, died and rose again on the third day. Um, I'm always striving to be better. Some moments are better than others. Just like I got on the scale today and I'm down 7 pounds from a month ago. So all this time I'm looking at me and I'm embarrassed by my body, which now my stomach blows up. I know y'all haven't seen a picture, but it's down, right? But the other day it was like, what I said, whenever I eat and drink certain foods or almost anything, my stomach will bloat up and it look super pregnant. And I'm just embarrassed. It's uncomfortable. That's why I'm doing this at least 4-day juice and water fast. I'm on day one, ready to crack already. As of now, I haven't put any. The only water I had was I took a little water to take a melatonin, as well as that's it. I haven't eaten any food today because I was considering doing today with no food, no water, and then possibly doing the next 3 to 4 days, which is juice and water, or maybe I go this whole Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 5 days with no food, no water. And then going to the juice diet next week because next week I started training for a brand new job, a great job opportunity, great organization. I'm a little nervous because I haven't had a regular employer in quite a while. I'm so used to being on the go, moving fast, fast money. It was nice though. It was nice, you know what I'm saying. But unfortunately, I wasn't managing things as well because I was spiraling out of control. So, currently I'm a little short of getting my sales tax done, paying for my brand new vehicle that I was blessed with. I was so happy about, but I should have went to see how much my taxes was way sooner because I underestimated how much they would be. I thought it was gonna be like $1,000, like at most or so. Yeah, like 12, 13, well, like 3. I'm like, nigga, what about Benz? like, and then my new job, my new career opportunity requires me to have a vehicle insurance because I may have to transport people occasionally. You know what I'm saying? I have to go to different locations. I will say the job includes me talking with individuals who are going through similar things as me. So this is going to be very interesting as I'm talking to them about shit I'm currently going through. One day I'll be more open about who I work with at this moment in this season of my life. I do have bipolar 2. I can have moments of like hypomania, so I'll be like super hyper turned up. Like I'm like the other day when I was making commercials for people, from the barber to the popcorn people, I'm out there promoting things and businesses. But then what happens is the crash, and then when you have the crash, that's when you start feeling depressed, shame and guilt. And currently, I'm not on any mood stabilizers. I am starting to highly consider them because I think it can help me. I'm waiting on to set some appointments, not only for medical doctor, eye doctor, dental, things I have neglected about myself, but also a mental health specialist. So I want to say thank you to, first of all, God, first and foremost, and the other people who have been very kind and supportive to me around my community. People who have known me in my past know I normally have been cool, calm, and collected. Unfortunately, I wasn't prepared for these type of experiences that I've had. I mean, obviously, I'm not that detailed about everything, but it affected the way that my mind operated. But by the grace of God, He's keeping me, and I'm thanking God in advance for my healing. And like I said, faith without works is dead. That means you got to do the work. I do the work. Some days is better than others, and I'm highly considering either returning back to therapy or maybe counseling as I transition to this next stage of life.